What's up everyone, it's boy NS Racing 97 aka Nathan Stapleton, and welcome everyone to Daytona International Speedway for Season 4 of the JBL Cup Series. And we are set for race 18 on the season and for the Powerade 400. And we are set for 40 laps of action underneath the lights of the World Center of Racing at Daytona International Speedway. This is going to be a wild one. This race has seen a tale of two halves. Sometimes it can be crazy where we get a early big one and then lap traffic plays into a factor, and then other times we've seen, actually surprisingly, a caution-free race here at Talladega in the Powerade 400. So this race, for whatever reason, is always different than what we get in the Daytona 500. 500 is normally the same every year. Have to see what this race has in store for us tonight. I'm not alone for this one. I am joined by Bronson Mitt once again on a super speedway. Yesterday we called a crazy Talladega race for the Powerade Cup Series, and now we are here for the JBL Cup Series at Daytona. Welcome to the booth, and what do you think will happen?
Hello Nathan, hello viewers, welcome to Daytona International Speedway, the World Center of Racing, home of the JBL Cup Series and Powerade Truck Series. Man, we are in store for a very exciting race. Also crazy to describe yesterday's race. Understatement. That was wild. I think wild is still an understatement, but what do I think is going to happen today? Ooh, I think we're going to see our 3 wide, but I think we're going to keep it mostly calm. And then when things definitely are going to heat up, I think that's definitely where we're going to see everybody try to make some desperate moves.
Yeah, for sure. Daytona's a little bit different than Talladega. Not going to be quite as cycle racing as we saw yesterday at Talladega. It still could, but I think what will happen is that if some faster cars start up front, they could easily control the lanes and dominate this one. But we just have to wait and see what ends up happening in this race. We've seen a tale of two halves. We've seen an early crash happen that takes out 3/4 of the field. And maybe not 3/4, but half the field. And we've also seen that this race has somehow gone caution-free at Daytona on Super Speedway, of all places. But of course, this is the 3rd Super Speedway race on the season for the JBL Cup Series, and it's the last one on the season as well. And let's go over the points here for the JBL Cup Series. Last time out at Richmond, Elijah Gordon got the win after a caution fest. Gordon was the fastest car at Richmond, so good for him. Jordan Stout, he's been the dominant car all season long. The most top 10s out of anyone. He has a 15-point lead over Scompton in second. Derek Campbell is in third, 22 points back. Fourth is Richard Kinghart, the main competitor all year long to Jordan Stout. He is 26 points back. Ben Watson is in 5th, 26 points back as well. Troy Smith, 30 points back. Travis Crampton, 40 points back, but he's still on pole here tonight, so he's now 39 points back. And Abel is in 8th, 44 points back. Joe Wachowski is in 9th, 50 points back. 60 points back, and 10th is Justin Zidell. 11th in points, Nathan Orman, 63 points back, and then Wyatt Walker, 12th in points, 65 points back. So obviously not as tight in the Cup Series so far in the first 2 chase races as it is in the Powerade Truck Series, but because of that, what do you think we might see with some of those chase drivers, knowing that it's not as tight as it is in the Powerade Truck Series, and that a lot of these drivers have to make some big moves here tonight?
They're definitely going to be desperate when they need to. I don't think they're going to go out of their way and ruin other people's chances, but if they'll do whatever they need to, especially at a track like Daytona, when anything can turn on its head at any moment, they're definitely going to go when they need to.
Yeah, for sure, it's going to be very interesting. We saw what the chaos can have happen at Talladega, and let's see what happens here at Daytona. As I said before, it will be Travis Crampton starting on the pole here tonight at Daytona, and alongside him is the number 41 of Ryan Delwani. Roll number 2 is the 43 of John Andrews, and the 8 of Joe Wachowski, who won at Pocono to get into the Season 4 chase. Roll number 3 is Justin Zidell and Richard Kinghart. Well, number 4 is Brandon Beal, and then number 18, Brandon Nelson, who's had a nice couple of races to start off the chase as being a non-chaser. And then right out the top 10 is the 15 of Chris Reynolds, and the 17 of Logan Williams, the all-star race winner. Going through the field, got some chases mixed out throughout the field. Got the 20 starting up front, the 21, the 51, the 19, the 9, the 6, but some drivers still deep in the field, and then unfortunately Elijah Gordon, who won at Richmond, starts dead last. Here in this one, Powerade 400, 40 laps of action here tonight. A lot different than Talladega. Who do you think will win here at Daytona underneath the lights?
Yesterday we saw an underdog win it from the apron, mind you. That was exciting. I think we might see something like that happen once again. Exactly like yesterday as well. Some chasers in the back that definitely need a good run start from the back foot, so they're definitely going to need a good run here. But majority of them actually start up front, so they may want to stay up front where they are. I don't, like I said pre-race, I don't think that they want to make moves that they don't feel comfortable with. I don't think that they want to screw over anybody else. But we'll see. It's unpredictable. It's Daytona, and we're about to go green flag racing.
Race number 18 of 22 is green flag racing. Let's go racing underneath the lights. Chase racing at Daytona. It's green flag racing for the Powerade 400 at Daytona. A beautiful sunset around Daytona International Speedway, and John Andrews will lead lap number 1 here tonight in the Powerade 400, and most of the field is double file, and we'll have to see how long this ends up happening here at Daytona. But Crampton, one of the chasers, trying to leave the outside lane now here at Daytona.
John Andrews couldn't have asked for a better start. He takes the lead from, I believe, the second row he started on, and now he commands, but now Crampton fights back on the outside with help from the 41. The 5 pushes Andrews the best he can, rounding turn 3 into 4, and back to you.
And this is what I was talking about last night in the uncharted qualifying. It's going to be a lot more different than what we saw at Talladega for the Powerade Truck Series. We have 2 lanes equal here right now at the time being, but once we get one of these drivers out front, whoever ends up being the faster one out of these 2 can easily dominate in this one. But have to play into the factor of some drivers might not want to sit around and wait like Brandon Beal. He's going to make it 3 wide back here all by himself, and now here comes the 31, and that's going to be the theme of the night. Some drivers might not want to sit around and lay around, and Beal is one of them, and he's going to try to get past Seidel and Giovanni.
Talk about being impatient early on. Brandon Beal tries to make it for his own. I think he might have the run. He takes it 3 wide for 3rd place, and he's now going to try and make it 3 wide for the lead. Will he do it without help? I don't know, but he's definitely going to get that help.
Oh, he's definitely get that. He's going to have help now from the number 15. He's going to get there. Here we go. Beal is going to challenge for the race lead 3 by 3 at the front of Daytona. Definitely a lot different racing than what we saw yesterday in the Powerade Truck Series, but still very entertaining at the start. 3 by 3 at the front of the field on lap number 5.
And everything is so crammed together. Any mistakes up front by the leaders is definitely going to result in a humongous crash, like what we saw early on yesterday in the Powerade Truck Series with that first big one when everybody got wadded up into turn 1. Everybody 3 wide, I think, for the first 3 rows No, the first row is the only one, and then there's a break in there. But now they're getting three wide first three rows of 3x3.
Boy, don't do this, don't do this. He
Yikes!
did it, he did it. The 31 of Rogers Reigns, 4 wide.
Oh,
4 wide
no,
does
back out,
not.
back out, back out!
And he does. Way too early for that on that number 6 at Daytona. 4 wide. There's no give or take here at Daytona when it comes to
No
4
bueno.
wide. 4 wide.
No bueno to 4 wide.
Yeah, 4 wide does not work here at Daytona whatsoever. So good job for those drivers for backing out of that. Meanwhile, Beal to the lead. But for how long as the 15 is going to go for the race lead. And now the 31 who about made it 4 wide a lap ago. He's going to try to take the race lead all for himself. Whoa! Boy, there they go in the back.
Oh, there they go, spinning to the inside wall. It might have made a huge. Oh, the 22.
Oh!
I have no idea. Oh, they still crashed. They're crashing big time after the caution flag. A lot of spinners. I believe there may be 1 or 2 chases. Is that the 19 who just squeaked through? Is that the 6 who has damage too?
Second in points, I believe, Scott Upton involved, and I saw that in the corner of the screen, and I was like, where did the 48 go? Came right back into the back part of the field, and first caution is out on that number 7. 3 wide, battling for the race lead at the line. It's gonna be Brandon Beal Bailey.
Wow. I thought they took the caution flag the last time around, and then I saw that they were racing 3 wide. Oh, they're still leaning on each other. Don't do this. That's not good.
Well, I think what happened was that they were on, I believe, the 88 of Eli Bright and the 22 of Mitchell Collins. They let down the apron, so that didn't initially bring out the caution. But, oh no, Jordan Stout is involved. And he's destroyed.
Wow.
I think the top 2 in points are involved in this one. Stout and Upton.
Wow. Talking about shaking things up, this is big time.
I said of how the
This
points
leaves
are
a huge door open.
the points are not as close here as it is in the Powerade Truck Series. Well, that, my friends, might have just opened up the door for it to get close for the last 4 races on the season. The top 2 in points get taken out in this one. Man.
Really early on.
Yeah, only on lap 7 as well. And that's going to be unfortunate. Collins on pit road, and I believe the 21 is out. And yes, he is. The 21 is out. The 44 of Ronald Kennington, 10th start on the season, he's going to be done as well. Very
He was so
unfortunate.
fast in his qualifying. That's the sad thing. He was so fast yesterday.
He could have had a shot, honestly, if he cut up to the front. So that's very unfortunate for Ronald Kennington in the 44 machine. Let's go ahead and see what happens to bring out the first caution of the night in the Powerade format, with Beal out front and the top 10 points destroyed at Daytona. Here we go. This is kind of interesting. Off of turn number 4, they were 3 wide, and the 22 of Collins kind of got to the inside of Bright. Right at the same time, receiving Collins, and the 42 got to the inside of Collins, and they impromptu went 4 wide fairly off of the corner, and Bright just got turned by the 22 of Mitchell Collins. And Bright does a great job to save it and keep it out of the inside wall. But also, Mitchell Collins in this 22 does a fantastic job to keep it off of the inside wall as well. What a save from him. But then, Eli Bright, I don't know what he was thinking. He got stuck in the grass, couldn't really turn, and nowhere to go for Noah Clifton, Ronald Kennington. In the top 2 in points, Idell and Upton. Troy Smith, the third chaser involved in this one. Ormond right there in the 24 gets past this, I think. He just suddenly stops, so he's good. Yeah, he really had to stop in that 24 machine. And then the 19 of Abel, he also just pulled it down into the infield grass. So, not as big as we thought, but it is big for the championship, as the top 2 in points involved of Scopton and Jordan Stout. Tough play for everyone involved. Great save from Mitchell Collins, who actually he I think he went down pit road or got the line, so he unfortunately had to go down pit road and doing whatever he's doing. So there was that. First caution of the night, and it takes out the top 2 in points.
On board here with Eli Bright, coming off at turn number 4 in the 22. You would have never known that he made contact with a 22. Then he gets stuck in the grass, full head of steam, can't brake, and back up into traffic. Big damage for everybody involved. Eli, I believe, makes it out with minimal damage, but the same cannot be said for the 21 or the 6, who have sustained substantial damage and will most likely be the end of their nights respectively.
Yeah, Jordan Stout for sure is gonna be done in this one. And Scott Upton, I don't know if he's gonna be done, and I think something happened tomorrow because it's an after the fact, because he's also out. So I don't know if he's just out from that or what, but well, he is. But very unfortunate for Ronald Kennington here. Like you said, very fast and
He's one of the most greatest.
Very fast. Just went through the grass, and fortunately these 2 for sure are out. And I have to see if anyone else is. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get back to the restart here with the number 4 of Brandon Beal winning the race back to the line. Well, I was correct on one thing. The Enable does somehow avoid all this chaos down the front stretch. Same with Juan Garcia, amazing job. But then the 44, the slow 44, got onto the apron and Abel did as well, and boom, right there. And that is why the 19 has damage. That is what happened to Enable. We were looking back on the replay as of recording, and we were wondering why he has no hood. Well, it's gonna have no hood on this restart. That is why. Abel made it through and unfortunately ran into the back of the 44. That's unfortunate.
This is something that he did not need to have, as he was, as he's still in a points hunt at the moment. And now with that damage and probably going to be off the pace, I don't think that's going to do him very good today here at Daytona. He's probably not going to leave here with many points.
Yeah, that's for sure. And very unfortunate for Abel making it through the main crash, but getting involved with Kennington after the main crash is over. And gonna be a rough 30 laps for Mail Abel. And now let's get back to the restart with Brandon Beal leading us back to the green at Daytona. Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. We will go back on with about 31 laps to go. Still a long way to go here in the Powerade Formula. Great racing so far. And one caution. And unfortunately, we do have a couple of casualties. Jordan Stout, the point leader, is out. And Ron Kennington in the 44 is also out. Mr. Collins, you saw in the corner of the screen during the caution at some point. He ended up going backwards on pit road because he went through the commitment line, but went back to the stall, so he's a lap down and he's still on pit road. Going back to the restart, it will be Brandon Beal, Chris Reynolds, Roger James, Josh Williamson, John Andrews, Travis Crampton, the number 14 is Zachary Fitzwater, Justin Seidel, Ryan Dwyer, and Skylar Taylor in the number 10, rounding out the top 10. And we are going to go ahead and get back to the restart here at Daytona as the dogs are going wild. And here we go. Pace car drives off of pit road. And Brandon Beal will release back to the restart with 31 laps to go.
Pretty good jump by everybody. The 31 got a better jump.
Great jump from Roger James.
Andrews is going to go with him.
And Andrews as well. Roger James made almost 4 wide in that first stint, but thought better of it. And James is not done. He might go for the race lead here down the back stretch.
Everybody just trying to pick up the positions that they can on this restart, trying to make that ground. SHR cars behind the 43. That's the 14 and the 10. And then the 41. So a lot of help there for Ford. And then you got the Chevy Power on the front two inside.
Yeah, got a lot of Fords up front, the 14, the 10, and 41, all teammates for Suarez racing on the inside lane. This Mitchell Collins leaving pit road now, and side by side throughout the field, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, throughout the first 12 cars here, as Ben Watson a little bit of a gap, and now the rest of the field 3 by 3, and just looking throughout the field here, as the 6 is off the pace, so Scott's just going to be points management at this point with that damage. Bright also damage. No Clifton with no back bumper, and then Abel with no hood, and the 51 with no hood as well. So if this race stays green, those lap cars might play into a factor. Now this is where the lanes will really play into a factor, with the inside lane and the outside lane being very dominant.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's pretty even Stevens as far as runs and momentum goes, but probably not for long, as we already see people making it 3 wide. Yeah, that even Stevens calm is, well, the calm before the storm, and then when everybody gets 3 wide, that's when everybody is back together. You have no room for error, and any room of said error will probably result in what we had on lap 7.
Yeah, for sure, there's no room for error here at Daytona, and have to see if these guys end up making a mistake. Roger James trying to take the race lead away still from Brandon Beal, as not single file, double file throughout the field here, and this is good for now, because if we catch up to some of these slow drivers, like the number 11 of Owen Miles, the 51 of Torrey Smith, and the 19 of Aaron Abel, maybe these guys can split them here whenever we catch up to him. But a little bit of 3 wide in the back of the field, and this is the interesting part of Daytona. 2 lanes, inside lane and outside lane. Andrews trying to shove Roger James up front. 2 Chevys, and then meanwhile 2 Fords up top of the number 4 of Brandon Beal, and the number 15 of Chris Reynolds as well.
I think the teams and drivers have found the breaking point of how wide they can get. 3 wide, we thought going into the race would have been fine, just perfectly fine, and then 4 wide would have been a danger zone. I think 3 wide might be that danger zone, and 2 wide is the fine line between fine and calm before the storm, and then chaotic and wrecks. What do you think?
Yeah, I think 3 wide is very calm. In retrospect, 3 wide will be just fine. But it's that 4 wide, and sometimes 3 wide does not work out, as we saw of what happened to bring out the first caution with Eli Bright. They weren't really 4 wide until the last split second. So that's how fast things can change here at Daytona. And a little bit of 3 wide, as the 34 is gonna be stuck in the sucker hole here between the 2 part-timers. As, oh boy, here we go. Wow, Noah, oh, Miles.
Oh gosh. I was
And
about to say Quentin Moore is just going to get sent back, but maybe Owen Miles in the 11 was a miracle.
And now this is gonna play into a factor. We've seen this so many times in the Powerade format, where we get a early caution. Oh boy, and it turns into a game of chess.
He's blocking his own car.
Blocking his own car in the 23. Oh, be careful, guys. Don't go 4 wide. Oh boy. And
Everybody is just like, get me out of here any way possible, and I think majority do. That inside line, if it does not get blocked by Owen Miles, will be fine, but now we have the issue of packs being spread apart. That is the big thing now, Nathan.
yeah, and we've seen this time and time again at Daytona, as third place in points Dale Campbell is starting to get held up, as well in that Sunny D machine. And now, look at this. The whole field has gone split apart, single file, and this is what's going to end up happening throughout the rest of this race. And it's going to happen again with the 51 and the 19 here. We don't have a lot of slow cars, and actually we do. We got like 7 slow cars, so that's going to play into a factor. as Walt James and John Adams out front, but we already got a pretty decent sized pack with a lot of forwards closing in on the top two.
And that's the scary thing about a wreck happening that early on, because then you know that lap cars are definitely going to possibly ruin your race or benefit you in immaculate ways, like it did with this main pack, Brandon Beal specifically, as he's been the main Ford guy up here, as now his SHR teammates have come to the rescue to help him from all these Chevys. It's a big Chevy pack. Oh, and then here comes the next round of lap cars. They're gonna get split by the top five.
Holy
Yikes.
smokes. And now
those top five are gone.
And it's just gonna be a game of chess, and now all these guys got they did catch up with them.
99.
Oh boy,
Here comes everybody.
Oh,
Everybody's
boy.
coming back.
There we go. Now they're gonna be stuck up top, and oh, Quinn Moore's gonna get held up as well.
Again.
Game of
He
chess.
just got out of that sucker hole in the middle lane, and now he got held back. Now SHR. Oh wait, I thought that was an SHR.
Yeah, it is one.
Unless it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. SHR. Forwards command the race.
Well, we've seen this happen before. In 2018, in real life in NASCAR, SHR went 1, 2, 3, 4 at Daytona. At Talladega, but Skylar Taylor, the new guy to the team, only his third race in the Cup Series arena, as Fitzwater is in second, bringing Beal in third, and John Andrews in fourth, Mike Dwyer in fifth now. John Andrews, the lone non-SHR driver here at Daytona, and it's been an interesting race for sure. 20 laps down, 20 laps to go, and the Powerade 400.
Definitely one of the more stranger races I have been a part of or have watched. Usually we have that big pack that we are so used to and accustomed to, and now it is a battle of just whose pack is faster, who can get the slow cars out of the way, and who can catch up to the leaders.
Yeah, for sure. We have 5-car lead Pat, as they're going to get held up by Clifton and Bright here. Where's Taylor going to do? He's going to get to the inside. Beal's going to go to the outside. Fitzy's going to go to the inside. Beal's going to get blocked on the outside.
Oh, he's going to get held up.
Bright's going to hold up Beal, and now Taylor has a massive gap over a 4-car train.
And you have to wonder which pack will be more beneficial to all of this hold up from the lap cars, because it surely cannot be this main pack right here, because they're so disorganized. Yes, they have a lot of forwards, but you have one car that's multiple car lengths in the lead, and then you have these two going too wide. It's very unorganized, while behind them there's the bigger pack with about 10, 12 cars that are catching them and are much more organized. Which do you think is going to be more better in the long run?
Well, what I think is going to happen is that we saw it right there. This second pack gained 2 seconds on the top 5 last lap because of them catching up with the slow cars. But now this pack is caught up with these slow cars. They're going to try to get through them as fast as possible. And if the second pack can get past these slow cars so much more quicker than the top 5, then they can catch up a lot more faster as well. But it's going to be tough. I think from sits on bat, they want a caution, and we've had this happen before where lap cars have caused cautions here at Daytona. It's happened before in the Daytona 500. It's happened before in the Powerade 400. So it's not completely out of the realm of possibilities. But if this thing stays green for the end, it's going to come down to basically Stewart Racing 4-1, and the 1 is GMS Racing and the 43 machine.
I was about to say Legacy there for a second.
Not 2023 yet,
we are now halfway through the race, and we've seen, I say, our fair share of a lot of things. I won't say a ton of things because we haven't seen the big one yet. Hopefully we won't see it, but what do you think is in store for us in the coming laps and for the rest of the race?
Well, I think it's going to be a lot of the same that we have seen so far. Just a lot of chess game action with these drivers up front. Like but, like we keep on saying it, Trey Smith, Scott Upton now, and Abel, they just keep on getting in the way. And these guys, unfortunately, even from being a master pack to just a 4-car pack, and that's not really going to help these guys catch up. The 34, the 31, 15, and the 27. And now we got a massive third pack, and it's just multiple packs, and it's going to be tough for sits on back to catch up with the top 5. Even though they are racing like crazy, it's all still odds racing. I don't think they will do anything catastrophic, but it is also odds. But they are letting a paid GMS car lead as John Adams just takes the race lead at Daytona, coming to 14 laps to go. And who knows, we could still have a caution as they split Trey Smith.
That was clean. How about that?
Incredible.
Yeah, but I think Stuart Haas is really their own worst enemy at the moment, because any wrong move trying to either win it for themselves or get around the GMS Petty car, then it will be an SHR classic disaster class.
Oh boy, and just like that.
Oh my gosh, and there it is.
And
The
Abel
10 is gone.
it's gonna hold all these guys up, and now Taylor's gonna have a massive lead. We normally don't see this at Daytona. And now Beal, Andrews, Fitzy, and Duane are gonna have to try to form back up and catch up with Taylor, because you don't want to have a massive lead at Daytona, and that is exactly what you don't want to see happen. As going back here, have to be very careful, because now this third pack trying to deal with Trey Smith. Boy,
Yeah,
oh
everybody's worried about everybody at the moment, just trying to get out of the way, trying to catch the main pack. This race is actually turning out to be very interesting, because I believe we have one more pit stop, if I am correct,
no pit stops
along with all of
on
these
Super
laps.
Speedways. No pit stops
What's
on
up?
Super Speedways. So they don't have
No?
to pit.
Oh, then yeah, this race is going to be very interesting to see how it turns out with all these packs, seeing who's faster, but I definitely think that now that the main pack is broken all up, with the 10 car specifically leading it all, and ooh, I thought the 6 car was going to come up into the 10.
Oh
look at this.
no!
Oh, and this contact, and the 6 car gets spun, and Beal is in it, and the 43 is in it, and they all crash. Oh my goodness! It happened again. Wow.
Well, that has happened before on the channel, and it's happened again. Not too many cars involved, but now we are going to have a late race caution and a late race restart.
A shocker. A shocker. What was the 6 doing? That's what I'm wondering. What in the world?
I don't know of what Scotland was doing there in the 6th, but you know who's happy? Zachary Fitzwater. Had a bad day at Talladega yesterday, and now he's out for late here at Daytona.
Instead of being angry, he's definitely going to be very happy. Very, very happy. Which is something that is very rare. If you know Zachary personally, he's a very angry person.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the night here at Daytona for the Powerade 400. Here we go. Scott Upton was getting lapped for the first time tonight, and the number 10 of Skylar Taylor was able to get past him, and I don't know what Scott Upton was doing. He just turned right into Beal in the number 4, and I believe John Andrews also caught a piece of this, just a little bit. Actually, no, he's fine. Actually, no, he's not right there for John Andrews, and fortunately Scott Upton took out Beal and Andrews, and John Andrews about tipped over Beal, so, but luckily they were able to get it straight, and Scott Upton was able to get into the grass and onto the apron, because if he didn't, then that could have been really, really bad, and could have had some alcohol breaks with all the different pats and stuff, but, it was a very simple crash here at Daytona, but don't know what Scott Upton was doing.
Full speed here at Daytona, coming off of turn number 2, the 10 car getting past the very much slowed down 6 car, and then Scott Upton just turns right up into Beal, and he almost gets flipped up. So the 6 almost gets clipped by the 34, I believe that was. Yeah, you're right, Nathan. That was lucky that he did not come back up into traffic. That would have been bad. But now that, ooh, I did not see that. But now that everybody is going to be back single file and all together on the restart, this resets the whole playing field. Like, it's everybody's game now.
It's anybody's game for sure, and it's gonna be a SHL 1-2-3, not 1-2-3-4. And now we have to see what will happen here with the late race restart here at Daytona with less than 10 laps to go. Let's go ahead and get back to the restart in the Powerade 400. Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. We will go back in with 9 laps to go in the Powerade 400. On lap 31 right now, go back in on lap 32. And that late race caution, we've seen it before with lapped cars, and it happened again. Nobody is out from that one. Unfortunately, though, Brian Nelson had a tire go down, and he did not decide to pit. So he's going to have to ride around on the caution and finally get back to pit road right before we go back green. It will be Zachary Fitzwater, Skylar Taylor, Ryan Dwyer, the 34 of Quinn Moore, the 15 of Chris Mills, top 5, top 6 all fours with Terrence Green, Travis Crampton, the poster. We saw this yesterday in the Power Truck Series. The poster about one got second, I believe. Crampton trying to do the same, but maybe one better. His teammate Roger James right behind him, Josh Williamson, and the same 7 of Memphis Fisher. Gonna be 9 laps to go at Daytona for the Powerade 400. SHL 1-2-3, Ford 1-2-3-4-5-6. Who will get the job done in race 18 on the season? Have to wait and see. Pace car's gonna dive down onto pit road, and there he goes. And there's Brian Nelson in the top corner of the screen. He's gonna come down pit road for that tire issue. And here we go. Ford's 1-2-3-4-5-6. Suas 1-2-3. Fitzwater leads us back to green with 9 laps to go.
Everybody's leaving everybody out to dry going into turn 1. They want this win. This win is big for whoever is in the chase. If you win this, you automatically get above everybody that was in that crash. And that was a lot of chasers in that crash. The first one, not the second one. But, you know, you get it.
Yeah, for sure. And we got a couple of chasers up here, like a woman who barely missed that first crash. She's up here. Crampton, the poster, he's up here. But not a lot of chasers up here. Walker outside the top 10. Seidel, Richard Kinghart, Dale Campbell. A lot of drivers are inside the top 20 and might still have a shot here with 8 laps to go. Skylar Taylor out front in this number 10. He's only making his 3rd start in the Cup Series, being a substitute driver in this number 10 for the chase races, and he's had some speed. He had some good ones so far, trying to continue that momentum and get a win. And now this might get hard. 3 Suarez cars all up on that second lane.
You can definitely tell going on in the backstretch that the aggression level of everybody went up under that caution. They don't know they know that they have a lot. They oh my goodness, they know that they don't have a lot of time left. So that if you're gonna make your moves, you got to make it now. Quentin Moore takes the lead in quite stylish fashion.
Yeah, for sure. Not a lot of time left. Terrence Green won at Phoenix at the start of the season, trying to get win number 2 on the season as a part-time driver, trying to maybe say that, hey, Lance Mastrini, you might have made 11 starts this season, but I might have one win as now, but trying to get 2nd win as a part-time driver, trying to make that happen at Daytona. Crampton, though, on this inside lane from the pole, trying to get the job done here. And here's an interesting thing. We're going to catch up with this 18. He's not going to have any damage, but he's going to have a factor in this one, at least at first, as Crampton's going to make it 3 wide for the race lead with 6 laps to go.
That was a really smart move by Crampton. He sees that 18 really slowing up, and he doesn't know which lane it's going to go. He could go to the inside, which could block Crampton. He could go to the outside or the middle, which could benefit him. All these drivers see him, and they don't know which way he's going to go. But all they know is that they want to have their own lane so that if something does happen, they can get out of the way. Here they come to the 18, right at start finish.
Oh, Nelson's
he's gonna go to the top!
He's gonna block more Crampton. That ends up being the right move for Crampton as he can go to the race to lead now. And more, for the third or fourth time, this race is gonna get blocked by a lap car.
Wow, Crampton takes the lead, and I believe the 18 will just blend in like that.
Oh yeah, he has no damage. He just had a tire go down, and now this could get really interesting. Nelson, he wants his lap back. He wants his laps back, because if we get a caution right now, he would get back onto the lead lap. But point of no return is 3 laps to go.
Oh, he screwed Crampton. He
pushed
Crampton to the outside.
3 wide for the lead, and look at this now. All these guys are going 3 by 3 by 3.
Talking about that aggression level, here it is on full display. Crampton pushed up wide by the lap car, and it is not over. I believe the 11 will be in this pack in a few short laps. Is he going on to the front stretch? So maybe in a lap or two, this pack will catch them. 3 by 3, as you were saying. Very aggressive racing here. Who knows what's going to happen, but goodness, I'm all here for it. This is amazing.
Side draft from screen to Josh Remsen. 3 laps to go. Point of no return. If we crash now, the race will end under caution. The all-star is Logan Williams up front. Oh, go ahead.
And this is why everybody is so aggressive, because they know that if a caution comes out, it is over. Logan Williams pushing and shoving his way through. The 27 is not clear down low. He will get pushed to that outside lane with help from the 18 behind. Here comes that 11 car. He's there. Oh!
The all gonna split him.
Yikes, that was close.
The whole field is gonna split the number 11.
That was good heads-up driving by everybody. Good job, everybody.
We might not
now
be
the pack
done.
is. Ugh.
I didn't think this would play into effect.
Not to be calm. And then here comes the 51.
Oh boy, the top 5 are all together as the rest of the field is trying to catch back up, but they're gonna have a massive one because these guys gonna get held up by Trey Smith. White flag is out. They're gonna try to split Trey Smith again. Are we gonna kick it to white? Yes, we will. It is official. No matter what happens with any of the lap cars, it is official. But also, it's when Logan Williams trying to get a points-paying victory here at Daytona, and Brian Nelson is a lap down, so he's gonna help him. Eric Marco is the next car, as we have one more lap car, and it's Eli Bright and Logan Williamson.
Stay up
boy,
there.
That was close.
Job. And that 18, he's still a lap down. It does not matter. So the 18 could be used as a pick. Logan Williams will lead off at turn 4.
It's been a good year for Logan Williams. Had a lot of speed, won all stories, now he's going to win at Daytona in a crazy Powerade 400. Wow.
That was just a battle of who could pay attention best, and Logan Williams mastered that. Congratulations.
What a race here at Daytona. Logan Williams has had a pretty good season. Currently, he is in 21st in points, but he's at some speed. 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s. Probably could have some more top 10s, but based off the speed he's had at times. Also, he's winner now wins at Daytona.
It's a pretty good race.
Pretty good race, pretty good weeks for Super Speedway racing. No, they're not always like this, but the Powerade 400 is one of those races where it can go either way, and I feel like we got a mix of both here in this one. What a race. Logan Williams gets the job done. Marco 2nd, Williamson 3rd, Seidel 4th, Keynote 5th, Edwards 6th, Twins Green in 7th, Wayne in 8th, Hamill in 9th, Overa in 10th. Moore, Taylor, Quinton, Fitzwater, Walker, Collins, James, Fisher, Dwayne, and Wachowski the top 20. Top 31 finish on the lead lap. Then Nelson, Clifton, Abel, 1 lap down, Bright, Collins, Smith, Miles, 2 laps down, and Miles, 3 laps down. And only 2 cars were out from this one, Stout and Kennington from that first crash on lap number 7. What a race here at Daytona, Boston.
Yeah, I mean, goodness gracious, this was... Logan Williams, he is still doing his pace laps, his victory laps. He is very proud of this one. But yeah, this was a pretty good race. I mean, pretty good race, yeah.
A pretty good race for sure, and I think Logan Williams is going to enjoy some nice Powerade in victory lane. In the Powerade for one. Gets the second win on the year, first points paying win, and that might help him in hopes of being the highest non-chaser at the end of the season. But it's going to be interesting if what ends up happening for the championship here. Because with Stout getting involved and Upton getting involved in that first big one, or the only big one, I don't know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. I'm just here for the excitement. You're here to do everything else.
And for sure, Logan Williams with a great one here tonight at Daytona, and the points are in, and we have a tie. Richard Kinghart and Dale Campbell are tied for the points lead.
Whoa.
Jordan Stout is now in third, 8 points back. Upton minus 15, and Watson minus 18. Ormond is basically out of it, I think, at this point. Same with Walker, same with Abel. But just like at Talladega, Daytona shook things up, and Daytona made things a lot more tight. I think we have the big 3, maybe big 4 now for this chase. Kinghart, Hamill, Stout, Upton, and Watson, and maybe Crampton as well. I think those top 6 are the guys to watch out for. They are only separated by 20 points for the top 6. Man, Bronson, what's the final thoughts here at Daytona in a wild Powerade for one?
I think the racing here is fantastic. I love this racing. I love doing this stuff. Always being up here in the booth, it's a massive treat, and I'm just so thankful to be up here to commentate these fantastic races that you put on, to watch the drivers go head to head in such a dramatic and entertaining fashion. I love it. I love it so much.
It's definitely a thing of beauty, and definitely a thing of beauty of what we had this week at both Talladega and Daytona. And we are not done yet. Still 4 races to go for both series. And next week we are going to Chicagoland for a Powerade Truck Series. And next week we are going to Charlotte for the Advanced Auto Post 500, a day race at Charlotte for the Powerade for the JBL Cup Series. That's gonna be at Sign, and I believe we're gonna be in the booth for me for that one as well. So that's gonna be pretty fun at Charlotte. 500 miles. Gonna see what happened. The 4 races to go. Next week, Chicagoland and Charlotte. Gonna be a good one. Congratulations to Logan Williams on getting the job done. And for Bronson Mick, I'm NS Racing 97, aka Nathan Stapleton, and we will see you guys next weekend as we go 1.5 mile racing on NS Racing 97. The points are coming up next, and we will see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye-bye.